Hi gang, welcome back to Wine Lady 5000. I'm Marion, and today I have something a little bit different for you. We're still going to be talking about the Wine Voyage, but I will tell you, I've been lazy over the past couple of weeks and I have not gotten a video out for you guys, and I'm really sorry. So today we're going to be talking about 4 wines. We've got an Italian white, we've got a Portuguese rosé, we've got a Moldovan Merlot, and we've got a France Cabernet. So I'm really excited to share all of these with you today. Okay, gang, so let's jump in and let's talk about the first wine. This is a Pinot Grigio from northern Italy. Now, on the back of every bottle, you're going to find a QR code. You'll go ahead and you'll scan that. Flying Blue has created some cute little YouTube videos for you to watch and some great descriptions about the wine. So this Pinot Grigio is from northern Italy. And northern Italy, in the location where this wine is from, is definitely known for making beautiful white wines. Typically, Pinot Grigios are going to go great with fish, cheese, and like caprese salads. They're going to be great. So let's go ahead and let's talk about, on the label here, you'll see it says DOC, and it's got some numbers and another little QR code. So what this is this telling you this is from a controlled region. Now this is like a domain of origin control. I will not pronounce it in Italian because my Italian is terrible. But basically it means that in this area, the domain, the land where the grape is grown and in the region, it's controlled by this governance. And what that does is it ensures quality, it ensures that you're getting what you're actually getting, and they have a standard that needs to be followed. So, guys, I have not tried this wine. I have not done a whole bunch of research into it, so today we're going to do this on the fly. So let's do this together. So remember, first things first, we're going to smell the wine. Now, if you have had this in the refrigerator, you're going to want to take this out for about 20 minutes. Your white wine should not be served freezing cold. You'll mute the aromas. You'll mute the flavors. Now, if somebody ever comes to you and hands you a glass of like really, really cold white wine, you can break the rules and you can actually hold your glass like this. Now, why am I doing this? It's to warm the wine up. It's going to actually reopen this wine. So it's going to allow the aromas to come out. The flavor profile is going to come out. But I've had this out for about 15-20 minutes, so I think we're at a good temperature. But feel free, if they send it out freezing cold, definitely go like this, and you'll get a whole different glass of wine from when you first take a sip. All right, let's check out these aromas. Sweet, fruity on the nose. I think it's got a beautiful color as well. Look at that gorgeous color. Kind of like a slate type scent to it. So let's give it a taste. Let's see what we get. Now remember, don't judge off your first taste, always the second, but remember to swish. You want it to hit all over the palate. Ooh. So this is definitely your typical Italian Pinot Grigio. Very clean, very crisp. You get a little hint of effervescent right up front. You get that mouth-watering gushiness from the acidity. I'm still getting a lot of that effervescence right on the tip of the tongue. It's got some, it's kind of hard to say, like peach, apricot. Feel free to like lick your teeth. Run your tongue on the inside of your cheek. You'll pick up some of those flavor profiles from there. Now also, when people sip wine, you may see them go and kind of bubble it. What they're doing is they're actually sucking in air and taking the aroma to the back of their throat. So your taste is actually 70% smell. If you've ever been sick or anything like that and you can't taste, It's because you can't smell. You're all stuffed up there. So just remember, like, your mouth is not just doing all the tasting. Your nose is doing most of it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So you're going to go ahead and take a sip of wine. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking those flavors, the flavonoids, and I'm pulling them to the back of the throat. And I'm allowing my nose and the back of my throat to pick up those scents. It allows you to perceive a little bit more flavor in the back. So now I'm getting a lot more citrus, orange blossom, floral notes. Very, very good Pinot Grigio. Love this Pinot Grigio, love Italian Pinot Grigios, but let's go on to Portugal next. Okay, gang, I love this label. No problema. I think this is the cutest label. Once again, you're gonna have your QR code on the back. You can see from here, this is a product of Portugal. It also tells you the year, the bottle size, and 12% per volume. That's pretty high for a rosé, so I'm excited for this. Once again, scan that QR code. It will take you to the Flying Blue website, give you a cute little description. So this is a Portuguese rosé. They call this an aperitif wine. From what I was reading from Flying Blue, they say to have this before you start your meal. That's an aperitif. Get the digestive system going. But you can definitely also pair this with food. But you know what? I'm going to try this first before I say, oh yeah, try it with this. So remember, you want to give it a spin. Spinning, what this actually does is going to take oxygen molecules and slam them into the wine. And what that does is it breaks the molecules open in the wine. It allows aromas and flavors to be released. So you want to just give it a little spin. Now look at that beautiful rosé color. That's a gorgeous rosé. All right, let's give her a whiff. Ooh, interesting. Kind of like a mineral rosé. It's still pretty cold, so once again, you can do this too. You can warm it up a little bit with your hands. I'm getting a little bit of berry flavors. It's kind of hard to put my finger on it if it's raspberry or strawberry, but definitely like a red fruit. Let's give it a taste. Let's see what we got here. So I kind of feel like I should have done the rosé first before the Pinot Grigio. And I see why they call this an aperitif. It definitely just tickles the taste buds. It's gonna get the night started. This is gonna be the work into it wine. So on the second sip, you get like a little tiny bit of like this sweet spice. And you're getting a little bit more of the it's almost like a raspberry strawberry jam. For me, I think I might have served this a little too cold. It's pretty muted for me. But then again, like I said, Flying Blue called this their aperitif wine. So maybe we should have put this before the Pinot Grigio. And maybe we would have picked up more. But I'm definitely going to put this back in my fridge tonight, and then try it again tomorrow. Take it out for about 20-25 minutes, let it warm up a bit, try it again. I'll let you guys know if I see anything different. Overall, still pretty good. I mean, to start out the evening with this, I'd do it. All right, so up next, let's go ahead and do our Moldovan Merlot. All right, gang, if you are not familiar with Moldova is located in between Romania and the Ukraine. So From what I was reading, they have been making wine there for over 2,000 years. And if you watch a previous video of mine from the Christmas box from 2021, they had a Moldovan red in there as well. So when the Soviet Union took over, they really said, screw that winemaking stuff. Just, it was quantity over quality. So they basically destroyed winemaking in the region. So now today this is becoming a very popular wine destination again. There's some great wines coming out of here, and people are really starting to go back to their roots of ancient winemaking. It's in their blood. So I'm very excited to try this. Now on the back here, you'll see a protected geographical indication. So you see that right there. I hope you guys can see that. So this is a protected region, which means that specifically this is for grape growing. In the United States, it would be like agriculture use only. So they protect this area for winemaking. All right, let's see what we got here from Moldova. Now this is called Fable Ridge. The label is pretty cool. It's a guy and a horse. It looks like they are fox hunting, because if you see, there's a guy and the horse right there jumping, and then there's one behind him there losing his hat. And then there's some more people in the background. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the history of Moldova, so I don't know if fox hunting is a thing or if there's a specific background to that. I just don't know. But can we talk about this beautiful Merlot? Gorgeous color, typical of what you're going to see for a Merlot. It is a red. It is a 2020. What is it? 2020. So it's a 2-year-old wine. We'll see how it's aged. It might be better if it's laid down for longer. Typically, that's what you want with red wines. But let's see. Oh, it smells like a typical Merlot. Lots of jammy notes right up front. Raspberry jam, like fresh raspberry jam that your grandma made herself, and she pulled it out of her, root cellar. Oh, lots of raspberry. I'm excited to try this, so let's try it. Very dry. It takes the moisture right out of your mouth. It takes the moisture right off your 2 front teeth and right down the center of your tongue. Super dry, super leathery. So you get some red fruit. It's kind of hard to pick it up because the dryness just kind of envelops the mouth. It almost mutes your taste buds. But wow, it just takes all the moisture. It's dry, very dry red wine. And it looks like I've got some cork in my glass. I just cannot get over this absolutely gorgeous color of a Merlot. I mean, that's just intriguing in itself. Gorgeous red wine. Lots of red raspberry. Lots of red raspberry. This is going to be your burger wine. Maybe your chicken wing wine. It could still go with salads. You could do steak salad with this. I wouldn't go full on heavy cut of red meat with this. But this would go great with turkey. This would go great with chicken. This would go great with pork. This would go great, like I said, a burger. Maybe a burger with some barbecue sauce or a fried egg on it. Sounds good. Delicious. delicious. This wine makes me so happy. So happy, I'm gonna finish it so we can go to our cab. So let's go ahead and let's talk about our cab next, okay? So we're gonna finish this with our Queen's Gambit. This is a cab, this is from France. This is a Pays d'Oc. So if you look in the back there, Pays d'Oc, hopefully you can see that. This is another kind of like an indicated region in that area. It does allow the winemakers to have creative freedom. They're not tied to only using a specific type of wine. It's not like Bordeaux where you have to have like some sort of blend of like at least 3 or 2 of the noble grapes. So this is it says it's a Cab Sauv, but on the back it says product of France, red wine. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe it's a blend of something, but I don't know, it doesn't really say. So, let's give it a try. Now, this area where this is from is southern France, so right on the same plane as Bordeaux. So I have a feeling that we're gonna be very surprised by this red wine too. Look at that dark, inky Cabernet. I mean, that's just gorgeous. Typical dark, inky color that you're looking for with a cab. You get that caramel oak flavor right off the bat. Some kind of a mixture of red and like black fruit. I feel like there's some blackberry in there, but there's also some like raspberry jam notes in there. Maybe a hint of like anise or black licorice. All right, let's give it a go. Ooh. Now I just quivered there. It's spicy. It's spicy. That was shocking to me. I was not expecting it to be that spicy. Now, at first, it hits your taste buds and it's like gushy, and then it's like spicy, and then you get hit with like some leather and some dryness. So let's try this again. This is interesting. So, oh wow. This is interesting because it doesn't, like, it starts off very sweet and gushy, but just for a second. And then it's like spicy, 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 spicy. And then it goes like right here behind my lips, like right on my top of my 2 front teeth. The moisture is just being sucked down. So you're getting that very dryness. But that spice on there is so interesting because it just creeps up out of nowhere. It's like it tricks you for like 1 second, and then it's like spicy. And then the spiciness goes away. And it's like, oh, by the way, I'm going to dry everything out. There's dryness, there's leather. Ooh, that's a fun one. I like this. You get a hint of like red licorice. That spiciness is just so interesting how it just creeps up out of nowhere. It keeps surprising me every time. I love this. Love, love, love. The Merlot was fantastic. The Cab was fantastic. All of these were absolutely fantastic. I have to say that I am much more impressed with this box Hang on. With this box over the Christmas box. I feel like the Christmas box, like they had to throw it together quickly. They only had so many, people they could choose from. I feel like they took more time to find quality wine for this box. And I am just so impressed. So gang, all 4 of these wines, absolutely amazing. My next video is gonna be a couple of wines as well, so stay tuned for that. Gang, I'm getting drunk tonight. I'm gonna have some fun with this Merlot and this Cab Sauv tonight. I am gonna save the Rosé and the Pinot Grigio for tomorrow. I will warm these up a whole lot more and see how they're different. I highly recommend that you do the same. So if you have a bottle of white and it's very cold that night and you only drink like 2 glasses, put it back in the fridge. Let's have some more tomorrow. Let it sit for like 20-30 minutes out there on the counter. Let it warm up a bit. Typically your white wine you want to serve around 55 degrees. Your refrigerator can be anywhere, like depending on if you have like a regular refrigerator or a wine fridge, it can be anywhere from like 34 to 44 degrees. So you want to get it warmed up to at least 55, 60 degrees. And that's the optimal drinking temperature for a white wine. So I highly recommend pour a glass, let it sit for 20 minutes. Pour a glass, let it sit for another 10 minutes. See how the wine changes. And you will go on a wine voyage of your own. So gang, thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to hear your thoughts on some of these wines. I would love to hear if you have any recommendations for wines that you want me to review. But until next time, thank you for joining me. And I cannot wait to share more wine with you all. Ciao, my friends.